Alright guys, let's jump right into the reaction. Let's go! What are they gonna say? I'm curious.
Fight! Sentry versus Superboy Prime.
These two dark supermen prove that sometimes absolute power corrupts absolutely.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
One superhero stands alone at the peak of Marvel Comics. He's a brilliant scientist and friend to...
I mean, I didn't really know who Sentry was until... I think it was like Breaker Hulk, like I think, yeah, World Breaker Hulk, that whole like comic line where Hulk returns back from, I think, Planet Scar or something to get revenge on the Illuminati, because he at the time he thinks that they blew up his ship to try to kill him, thinking he was there, and it ended up blowing up the whole planet, murdering his wife and his family on the new planet, pissing off Hulk. And in that comic, he goes one-on-one with Sentry. Like, they had to bring out Sentry to fight the Hulk to calm him down, because the Avengers, the X-Men, none of them could stop the Hulk. That's how terrifying it is.
Whoa, the Golden Guardian of Good, the Sentry.
Which makes it all the more mysterious when
It's really cool that he's now in the
humanity
MCU.
forgot about him, as though he never existed in the first place.
What if the reason we forgot Sentry is that he wanted to be forgotten?
To save us from himself.
As the story goes, Robbie Reynolds was just your average, ordinary
so
high
Bob
school
makes a lot of
until
sense
the
now.
day he accidentally drank this super soldier serum.
At that moment, Robbie was imbued with the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns, becoming one of the strongest superheroes in existence.
That's gonna be one hell of a bowel movement. And what better way to use his new powers than to become a Sentry to all mankind?
In a never-ending crusade against his devious arch-nemesis, the Void.
He's got all your classic,
Which
I can't
ironically
believe
is also him.
Kryptonian superpowers like super strength, speed, durability, and flight.
He can spot you from miles away, or even hear a butterfly sneeze from across the planet.
Do butterflies sneeze?
No!
So basically, like a lot of
Sentry cells
Superman's
absorb
power
and
set, I
process
guess.
the sun's rays, and if he wants to, he can fire that solar energy right back at you in a powerful laser, or bend light away to turn invisible, or use it to make force fields.
Really, the Sentry can draw power from anywhere and everywhere.
Damn, he has a
When
lot of
forcibly
powers.
shrunk
That's
down to
crazy.
subatomic size, he started pulling energy from the microverse instead. And despite being microscopic, his punches were strong enough to destroy planets. Even while
Okay,
holding back.
that's
Sentry
scary.
can teleport, communicate telepathically, and even read and mess with minds.
He's also a genius with a super brain comparable to Tony Stark and Reed Richards.
Okay,
He's
that's
even
surprising.
built his
That
own
I did not
watchtower
know.
With an advanced
That's kinda cool.
AI that is constantly monitoring the planet for threats.
Jesus Christ, he's like the Avengers all in one. Why do there even need to be any other superheroes?
Yeah, no.
Indeed.
Sentry's
The Sentry
basically
is
the
more than
Marvel
strong enough to
Superman,
take on
sort
Marvel's
of.
heaviest hitters, like his famous battle with the Green Scar Hulk,
Mm-hmm.
where Black Bolt, Iron Man, and Doctor Strange failed. The Sentry was the only one who stood against the Hulk's full power.
He's also battled Thor, who collapsed an infinite number of timelines into one by clashing with another Thor.
The Sentry is incredibly fast, too. He can bend space and speed blitz Ares, who can move within plank time, the smallest unit of time possible in our universe.
He's stated to be as fast as the Heralds of Galactus, like the Silver Surfer, who once outraced the multiverse blowing up. The Surfer flew
That's
so
insane.
fast, he
Holy
went
shit,
back
that's
in
something I didn't know
time,
about the
so
Silver
you'd
Surfer.
think
Holy
Sentry would
crap.
be able to handle some punk in a trench coat.
But it wasn't so simple. The Void was everywhere that the Sentry wasn't.
If Sentry saved
Okay.
people from a burning building, Void would crash an airplane. If Sentry healed a person's broken back, Void would give someone else cancer.
Okay,
What
that's-
an asshole.
For every
Okay, that's fucked up. Dude, he healed someone and the Void's like cancer. I didn't even know the Void could do that, but that's almost as bad as like that one Thanos comic line where there's this one guy that Thanos continuously fucks with in the Marvel universe, and he made that guy's life miserable. Yeah, it reminds me of that. That's
A
fucking
good
crazy.
act the
That
Sentry
that level of
performs,
petty,
the
man.
Void
Jeez.
commits an evil one. Because the truth was, the Sentry and the Void were one and the same.
Yeah, they're the same
Bum,
person,
plot
sharing the same
twist.
body.
Turns out Sentry's whole origin story was a lie. Robbie Reynolds wasn't a 60s high schooler beating up bullies like some Jack Kirby comic.
In reality, Bob Reynolds was a schizophrenic meth addict who drank the Sentry serum just to get high. And the Void was, in reality, a malevolent godlike entity bonded to Bob that was the literal angel of death.
Yes,
That's
from the
that's
Bible,
kind of
with
sad. His
Moses
real
and the
backstory is
Pharaoh
really
and the
fucked
dead
up, man.
firstborns.
Holy
That's
crap.
him, apparently.
And this being manifests as the dark side of Bob's shattered psyche, a villainous alter ego with all of his power. Too much power for any one man to handle. The only way to destroy the Void was to also destroy the Sentry.
So Bob
Oh.
did something crazy.
He
With
killed
help
himself?
From Reed's tech, he used his own
I hope
psychic
not.
powers
That's horrific.
to erase himself from everyone's past, present, and future,
Oh.
including
Oh, so you
his
erased
own.
his
Warping
existence
the
from
perception
comics.
of
Okay.
reality of every single person on the planet. They would no longer remember him or even recognize anything remotely related to him. A picture of the Sentry would still technically exist, but in your mind's eye, including Bob's, it isn't there.
Great. Everyone knows repressing your problems always makes them better.
Yeah, it's not the
But
smartest
Bob's
way.
memories eventually clawed their way back.
Oof.
In part thanks to Norman Osborn,
course.
the Green Goblin.
Of course, it had to be this son of a bitch, bro. Norman doesn't get enough out of fucking over Peter's life. You just gotta fucking destroy other people's lives too, huh, Norman? You sick fuck. I hate the Green Goblin with a passion, bro. He's a really well written villain. He should never be redeemed, even though they did try to redeem Norman multiple times. I personally don't think he's redeemable, bro. He's beyond redemption for me personally.
And his desire to somehow control the Void. So,
Yep,
Norman
of
had
course
the
Norman would
Thunderbolts
want that.
Murder Bob's wife Lindy.
Oh,
in order
come
to
on,
release,
man.
You know, the Angel of Death.
That-
Yeah, try controlling the kind of guy who can throw hands with Molecule Man, who somehow is one of the strongest beings in all of Marvel. At his peak, he's got almost complete control over the multiverse. So yeah, good luck with that one, Norm.
Molecule
Yeah,
Man
Norman
was
is-
another mentally unstable god whose power fluctuates.
Norman
based on
fucked
their
up, bro. At that
self-confidence.
moment,
In a
he
way,
realized he
sort of
fucked up.
Kindred spirit to Bob.
It was then that Bob discovered the true source of his own powers, his own control over molecules. Yeah, you can do that too.
The Sentry can create and destroy matter on a whim, able to rip you apart at the molecular level, or
That's
conjure an
scary.
entire new reality from scratch, all with just a wave of his hand, like Dr. Manhattan.
He can also regenerate
damn.
his body from
Okay.
any kind of damage.
Dr. Manhattan's
like being
broken.
burnt to a skeleton or getting
Still don't
Dr.
think he can beat
Manhattan himself.
Superboy
As
Prime
long as
either, but
one
he's broken.
single solitary atom remains, the Sentry is unkillable.
And Void's got all of this and more, except he doesn't hold back. He can shapeshift, create hurricanes, trap you in darkness, possess your body, and devour your soul.
With his infinitendrils, the Void takes control of a victim's mind and tortures them with the memories of past traumas and nightmares.
Oh.
He killed Loki. He wrecked Asgard. The Avengers, the Fantastic Four, the Inhumans, and the X-Men teaming up all at once could barely handle him. Void is one of the biggest bads in Marvel. Great fucking job, Norm. I'm something of a moron myself.
Exactly.
Only way forward.
Fuck Norman Osborn. He sucks. Again, beyond redemption. I mean it. He's beyond redemption. Do not
The
redeem him,
only way
Marvel.
for Bob
In
to
fact,
save
do me a favor,
everyone, including
and like,
himself, was to
after
do
Peter
something he
beats him,
never
just
imagined.
don't use him ever
Let
again.
the Void
Throw him in a
in.
closet or
By
somewhere.
refusing to repress his
There's one
darker
thing he
half
did
anymore, Sentry and
that I
Void
will never
merged and
forgive,
became
and it has a
stronger
lot
than
to do
the
with
sum of
Gwen
their parts.
Stacy.
One being
I will never
now free
forgive
to
that son of a bitch
finally
for
live
that.
his life without
Never.
the crushing weight of
It
self-hatred
also
and
proved to me
fear.
that the writers
Maybe,
really do
but
hate
this
Peter
is the Void
with a
we're
passion,
talking about.
apparently.
What if Bob just has a new puppet master who's only letting him think he's in control?
As long as the Void exists, it's just another revolution in that same endless cycle.
Hmm.
It remains to be seen whether even death itself can break that wheel.
He'll be back. Sentry is gone, but not forgotten. He'll never be forgotten again.
Do you believe
I find it weird how Sentry's dual personalities really do stem a lot from like Bob's schizophrenia, right? Like I guess the schizophrenia makes it worse, despite like there's just another god inside of his body, just waiting for him to fuck up. But I like it how that malevolent god represents all of like Bob's darkness that Bob doesn't want to talk about or even confront or heal from. I really like that. Sentry's a really cool character.
Yeah,
They should have
within
used
the
him more,
pages of
honestly.
DC Comics, everyone in their irradiated six-dimensional gorilla mother can do it.
Well, what about in the real world? Not Earth 1 or Earth 2, but
Superman's
our own
cool.
Earth.
He's
Earth
really broken too.
Prime.
The Earth of you, me, and Clark Kent. A totally normal boy from New England who just happened to share a name with that comic book character.
Mere coincidence.
Ironic.
That is, until the day Clark took a leap of faith and believed he could fly.
And he did! Surprise, surprise, Clark was actually from the planet Krypton, which apparently exists in our universe now? Anyway,
What?
the real Superman, the one from all those comics he loved, showed up just in time to give him the skinny on being Superboy. Wait, he could have chosen me! I believe I can
Bugsy,
fly!
don't jump off the...
God
Clark
damn
had
it,
all
bro.
the classic Kryptonian powers: flight, heat vision, microscopic and telescopic sight, Arctic breath. It was the dream that every little boy had had.
Yeah, except
finally
Superboy
come
Prime
true.
is
Well,
insane.
Just in time for his universe, our universe, to be annihilated literally 1 month later in DC Comics Armageddon, the Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah, I remember
which
that comic
we're
line.
canonically dead since 1986, apparently.
With everyone he knew and loved gone, Clark took shelter in a pocket dimension with other cosmic refugees. Now, in anachronism in DC's new, rebooted, post-crisis continuity, Clark was forced to watch as the comics landscape changed before his eyes. As stories became darker and morally complex, as heroes failed to be the paragons
Oh,
of good he
no,
saw them as
man.
in his childhood.
Again, the Joker is just as repulsive as Norman Osborn. Fuck that guy.
And someone else got to be Superboy.
Some people can't
Connor.
stand change.
I love
Can't
Connor,
stand
though.
to see a world that doesn't look the way it did when they were a child. The day needed to be saved by Superboy, the real Superboy, Superboy Prime.
So he did what any Superboy would do: punch really hard. He punched his way out of the dimension so
Yeah, he's
hard
broken,
that
bro.
shockwaves rippled through the universe and retconned DC Comics. Superboy was back, and he was gonna fix comic books forever. Hell yeah!
No matter how many fake heroes got in his way.
Oh shit! Super
He's a
Shut
monster,
Prime
bro.
isn't just your ordinary Kryptonian. Oh no, he's pre-crisis.
As in, from before the Crisis on Infinite Earths, a time when comics were a bit more comical.
Yeah, and more
Superman
broken.
could sneeze solar systems apart or tow a galaxy of planets behind him like it was nothing.
Or clash with another Kryptonian so hard, they generated enough power to restore an infinite number of timelines.
Get ready to hear that word a lot. My favorite is the time Superman flew so fast he broke the light barrier, the time barrier, and even the bonds of infinity. I wonder
Yeah,
if
you
these
see how
writers
ridiculous
ever
Superman
imagined
is?
this
Fuck,
bullshit
I'm
would
glad
be
that they
nerd
don't use
arguments for
those.
the next half century. Not that I'm complaining. That's how I get paid.
Prime would know he is a self-described power scaler's dream.
Yeah,
Think he's
pretty
heard
much.
about us?
We can
He's
only
like
hope
the
not.
he's like the
As a
top of the
Kryptonian
power
with an
scale. Like
ultra-dense molecular
he's
structure,
above
he should
everything.
also share many of the same resistances, like being transmuted to stone, having his atomic bonds weakened, or getting his energy drained. Kryptonians like Superman can withstand more esoteric attacks too. They can actively resist mental attacks by outthinking them, and their souls can resist being destroyed.
All thanks to Earth's good old yellow sun fueling his cells. And unlike that post-crisis super fraud who gets weaker without sunlight, Prime's got it covered.
With a suit of armor made
Super
from the
fr-
corpse
come
of the
on, man.
Anti-Monitor, which constantly feeds him solar energy. Literally wearing the pelt of the monster who destroyed his universe, just to be better and stronger than Superman.
Because that's what he thinks he is. Superman with better feats and scaling. Superman, but real.
It's on prime time. It's prime time, baby. It's
Fucking
crazy.
idiot. Okay, sure, he has the
Okay.
same hyper-efficient brain that all Kryptonians have, but when it came to being a superhero, he was a violent, immature moron.
Well, yeah,
Exactly what
he
you'd
was-
expect
he's a
from
kid.
Who never grew
Of
up
course.
and never learned to hold back. Instead of saving Earth's heroes, he started massacring them. And let's be real, there's a part of him that knows that editorial will just bring them all back eventually.
He's battled the Doom Patrol, Justice
Yeah.
Society, Teen
He's
Titans,
kinda right,
and
though.
3 Flashes at
No one's
once.
really dead in
He
comics.
effortlessly murdered an alternate universe Justice League and even killed his rival, Connor Kent, the new Superboy. Even as other Kryptonians grew in power to become comparable to their pre-crisis iterations, Prime still held an advantage because he never held back.
Like the time he tore apart the Monarch's armor, accidentally unleashing the Big Bang in his face, destroying the universe, and he was fine.
Yeah, he survived that. Like I said, Superboy Prime is ridiculously broken, bro.
Blasting him into the multiverse atom by atom, and that only made Prime stronger.
Or the time he fought a potential future version of himself who became a god of time. And instead of teaming up, Prime stupidly attacked him and accidentally retconned themselves both out of existence.
Which sent him
Of course, man.
home, back to his original universe, our universe. Except now everyone he knew, his parents, his girlfriend Lori, had been reading his comics. They knew what he had become, and they were terrified.
Once again, forced to watch as his heroes progressed without him, he pored over comic after comic, learning everything about DC,
And a little bit of Marvel.
only to discover
Of
his
course.
worst
Yeah.
possible nightmare.
Yeah.
Not only would he never get to be Superman, he wasn't even a super villain that people liked. Turns out, power levels aren't everything.
So, naturally, he flew to DC headquarters and attacked the people writing his own comic.
Like some infinitely recursive meta hell.
Prime had become a whiny, petulant, reactionary fanboy.
Oh,
Wiz,
God.
You think he's the guy posting on our Reddit?
And at the peak of his
Might-
violent
he might.
tantrum, he murdered the Golden Age Superman, the original Superman. Action Comics #1, the first superhero.
Your next cart is just a couple of clicks away. Car Hop has a great selection of low-priced used cars.
Instead of restoring DC's glorious past, Prime beat it to death. He needed to change.
And that opportunity came when this alternate universe Jokerized Batman Who Laughs threatened to destroy all of reality.
Prime was drafted to help save the day, and it turned out he was the only Superboy who could.
Remember that time Prime punched reality so hard he retconned DC Comics? Turns out that was no coincidence. Due to his repeated excursions across the multiverse, Prime became a space-time anomaly, and he slowly learned how to manipulate reality itself with his fists.
I guess you could call it his retcon punch!
At first, its effects were random, like bringing Jason Todd back to life or restoring Beast Boy's memories. But he
that's
started to
insane.
use it to rewrite continuity to fix the evil universes of the Batman Who Laughs.
Giving them and all the characters inside of them happy endings. In a weird way, that's what Superman has always done, right? Punch the bad guys so hard he saves the day.
Prime can punch hard enough to enter the time stream, seemingly exit the comic medium entirely, and even defeat the nigh omnipotent Darkest Knight.
Who was powerful enough to beat Perpetua, the goddess who created all of DC Comics, the whole shebang. And Prime hit the Darkest Knight so hard, he erased his entire evil multiverse.
A feat that
Still can't believe
no
the
one
Batman
actually
Who Laughs
saw happen.
became that broken,
Prime's
though.
first true act of heroism was one that he did selflessly, and it was the first step toward becoming a true hero.
The kind of hero that Superman always secretly knew he could be. A hero who could someday get his own issue #1. A hero like, well, Superman.
Maybe one day Prime will truly believe in himself, just like he once believed he could fly.
That's you know what I love about the comic book run right now? I think they're trying to do that with him right now by making him like after the whole like DC I think KO stuff, they're trying to Superman's gone because like he became God or whatever. They're trying to do a run with him right now as Superman, and I hope they do good by him. I hope they write his character really well. I think they can make something cool out of Superboy Prime. I really do. And I hope they do.
Alright, the battle's about to begin, but first...
Granted, he's gonna beat the
pitch
hell
calls
out
are
of
back.
Sentry,
Hey, I'm Ben, the voice
so
of
it's not
Wiz.
like it matters,
Jack,
right?
the voice of Boomstick.
And we're reopening matchup pitches on the
Hold
Death
up.
Battle.
Okay, here we go.
Possibilities.
It's time for a
Death battle! Let's go! Round 1. Or the only round, I guess. I'm gonna put the ball. Let me get up.
This city won't last much longer. Quit while you're behind, kid.
Mess up a superhero crossover? No way, dork.
I still can't believe he calls other people dork when he's the biggest dork. It's kind of ironic. But he's I kind of like him, though. He's a lovable dork. I'll give him that. Oh, shit. Oh, crap. Okay. Nice punch.
You're dealing with someone who has the power
Sentry, stop monologuing, bro. He's beating your ass, man. Jesus.
Big mistake, dipwad. It's prime time.
It's what?
That better not be his catchphrase, bro. That's kind of cringy. It's prime time, baby.
Are you kidding me? Another dark Superman fraud? Boring. It's cool when I do it.
Yeah, at least you're aware of it, buddy. At least you're aware of it. Also, Sentry's from Marvel, so I guess not really a Superman fraud. More like a clone.
Please, stop hitting me.
He'll kill you.
I'll kill you. To death.
Okay, that's a very terrifying art style change, but I like it. Sick. What the fuck, bro? Oh shit, Void's gonna destroy everything.
Okay, you weren't joking.
Okay, he left the universe, all right?
Luckily, so am I.
Run all you want. If Bob couldn't escape me.
What hope do you have, boy?
Yeah, it's no wonder Bob's terrified of you, bro. You terrifying son of a bitch.
What kind of a hero are you? Remind me again. Whatever happened to Lori?
Oh, talk about a fucking low blow, bro.
It's over, Clark. There is no happy ending. Not for you. Not for me. Not for anyone else. In the void.
Haven't you ever read a comic book, you big freaking nerd? There's always a happy ending.
Hell yeah, bro. Except for Spider-Man, because apparently they can't give that boy a happy ending ever. But yes, you're right. He shattered the universe. Oh, Bob woke up. You could, bro?
You kept talking about the Sentry. Bad dream?
No idea, Lindy. Best sleep I've had in years.
Aw, dude, that's fucking adorable. He gave him his happy ending, bro. I love that. Oh.
I don't think I've ever seen someone beaten to death so wholesomely before.
Yeah, neither have I, but I fucking loved it.
Intelligence and powers.
I knew this was gonna happen though.
The first question you gotta answer is, who's stronger?
Prime and Sentry are naturally two of the heaviest hitters in DC and
Yeah.
Marvel, more than capable of matching and surpassing Herald-level opponents like Superman and Thor.
Who are
Yep.
both strong enough to create and destroy an infinite number of timelines with their clashes. Just absolute wacky bullshit like that.
So in order to pick a winner, we have to take a close look at the strongest beings they've fought. Molecule Man and the Darkest Knight.
Sentry beat the crap out of Molecule Man, but remember, Eminem's power can fluctuate a lot, and when he fought
I didn't even know
Sentry,
Molecule
he
Man
wasn't
was
at
that
his full
broken,
power.
but
so we can only
makes
scale
sense.
this so far.
But Prime overpowered the Darkest Knight after the Mad Bat had absorbed the powers of both Perpetua and, what do you know, Dr. Manhattan. Both of which alone could threaten all of DC Comics.
What? Granted, I did not read like the whole Batman Who Laughs, like the Metalverse. I don't know what it's called. I didn't know that. Also, Dr. Manhattan is a part of DC.
And unlike with Molecule
That's-
Man,
I did not know
there's
that. I
nothing
thought
to
he was a part of his
suggest
own
the
comic
Darkest
book
Knight
line,
was holding
but
back. In a
like the
straight
Watchmen, I
brawl,
think.
Prime takes the edge in strength.
You learn
But
something new
muscles
every
aren't
day, guys.
everything. Maybe Sentry could figure out a way around Prime's brawn with his intelligence.
While Prime does possess a super advanced Kryptonian brain, he clearly does not use it to its full extent.
No,
It's less that
he's a dumbass.
dumb and more that he's a
He's a
teenager
fucking dumbass.
that has a habit of crashing out.
The Sentry, on the
Yeah,
other
'cause he's a
hand, has
fanboy,
been
bro.
compared to Tony Stark and Reed Richards, some of the most intelligent people in all of Marvel Comics.
Sure, he mentally struggles with the whole void thing, which sucks for him, but losing control to the void only makes him more dangerous.
And as the Merge Sentry, he's operating at his peak, fully in control of his powers. In a test of wits and wills, the Sentry was the more intelligent.
Okay,
But the main question
I'll give him
in this
that one.
matchup had to do with their batshit insane powers.
With the Sentry's ability to reshape molecular matter and warp perception of reality to such an incredible degree,
That's
his
broken.
powers seem much more versatile than Prime's. Prime may be stronger, but heat vision, frost breath, and
Yeah.
Kryptonian punches aren't going to do much in the long run against someone who can regenerate from a single atom.
But
Yeah, that's
Pre-Crisis
fucking broken.
Kryptonians have actually resisted having their molecules torn apart before, and Prime should be no different. So it's not like Sentry was ever going to just Doc Manhattan him away.
Prime could still be worn down. Kryptonians have incredible stamina, but we know that sustained damage will eventually knock them out or kill them.
Unless Prime could find a way around Sentry's insane
Mm-hmm. Otherwise, it'd be
regeneration,
extremely
he was
broken.
toast.
Luckily for Prime, his ability to retcon away your history and mess with your whole timeline was actually something Sentry had no specific resistance to.
Not
Oh yeah,
only
that's his
that,
most
it was
broken
something
ability.
he's
What are
been
we talking about?
affected
That's
by
why I
in
said
the
he would
past.
win.
Like the time the Scarlet Witch rewrote all of reality during House of M. Bob's continuity
God.
was rewritten like everyone else's.
Or the time Absorbing Man had the powers of a cosmic cube and warped Sentry's personal reality. Shit, Moonstone literally describes it as a reality punch.
Now, Sentry's psionic power could theoretically retcon himself from Prime's perception of reality. However, this feat required assistance from Reed Richards, and it's unlikely he could pull it off mid-fight.
Pre-Crisis Kryptonians also resist a lot of mind manipulation anyway, so
Yeah.
good luck trying.
Now, Prime hasn't always had the most perfect control over his retcon punch, so he might need more than one blow to finish the job.
But Prime was more than
Yeah,
capable
I like how they
of
call it the
powering through
retcon
Void's
punch.
scariest abilities.
Like having his soul eaten
dude.
or being cut off from sunlight. I guess that Edgelord solar armor came in handy after all.
In short, Prime could resist everything Sentry could throw at him, but Sentry couldn't do the same. Prime takes the final edge in powers.
With
Yeah.
no way to easily put him down, Prime would eventually muscle his way through and retcon the void away for good.
Sorry, Bob.
Sick fight,
Defeat
but we knew
was
how this was gonna end, guys.
unavoidable.
The
We knew.
winner is Superboy Prime.
Of course. Fuck it.
Oh, hey, my pizza's here.
The winner is Superboy Prime.
Good.
Right,
Hey.
the editors? Oh yeah, I win. That's right. You hack frauds really tried to lowball me, but I checked the clock and it's prime time, baby.
Of
Now,
course he had to
personally,
fucking say
that
it, dude. He had to
intelligence
say it.
section Was
No,
such
God.
a gimme. I
Oh.
don't crash out. I'm a tragic hero grappling
All right,
with
bro, shut the
real,
fuck up. We get it.
intense emotion. I can be smart anytime I want. But
All right.
anyway,
Chill out,
don't
bro, chill
subscribe,
out.
Don't
I'm not
join
trying
as
to
a
hurt you.
member, don't watch Death Battle. Read my comics. Prime out.
All right, brother.
Next
I'll give
time
him a
on
look,
Death
okay?
Battle.
Just for you. Oh, who's next? Oh, Avatar? Aang, okay. Versus who? Genshin Impact? What? Okay, that's a weird fight. Next fight, Avatar. The Avatar Aang versus the Genshin Impact MC. That's interesting. I'll want to see that. I don't know who's gonna win there. There's already people talking about it. So, like, let's be real. Superboy Prime is gonna reference this later in his comic just to gloat. If he, dog, if DC Comics does that shit in like his comic book line that I think he has right now as Superman, that'd be the funniest shit ever, and be honestly the coolest shit that has ever happened to the Death Battle crew, and I hope it does happen for them, so that they get referenced in an actual DC comic book. Anyways, this was a fun fight. I know you guys are probably not even that surprised Superboy Prime was gonna win. We all knew that. Like, I said that last video. Anyways, what do you guys think about this next fight? Aang versus Traveler. That's a weird combo of characters. I don't know anything about Traveler because like I don't play Genshin Impact, so I'm curious to learn. Let me know who you guys think will win. And also if you guys have other Death Battle recommendations that I haven't watched, that'll be in like a playlist in the description or at the front or in a banner at the front of the video. Let me know down in the comments below. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and adios.